there is that feeling nowadays that he tends to sort of prefer to make music by bashing, a sort of lavatory ballcock against the, skeleton of an old, dead cow or whatever. But that's
the title of his new album.
Exactly, yeah. But there was a time, particularly early on in his career, when he was really just kind of classic balladeer, almost in the Billy Joel style, and he used to write kind of quirky ballads and songs about sort of low lifes and barroom love affairs and stuff. And this is a track from his very first album from 1973, Closing Time. This is a track called I Hope That I Don't Fall in Love With You. Tom Waits, and I Hope That I Don't Fall in Love With You. And I dedicate that to Aaron, who is... Am I right in saying he's off to university? Is that right?
Yeah, him and his missus, they're going to separate universities. They're splitting. I don't know if it's Aaron or Aaron.
Okay, well, if it's Aaron or Aaron, heartbreaking that must be, to be leaving your missus. And so we play that for you. That goes on to our Songs to Seduce Women by CD. Now, I've been told to remind you that across Six Music this weekend, we are looking for your nominations for the worst lyrics ever for something which the Six Music people are calling Taxing Lyrical. Mark Riley launched it on Wednesday, and there's been lots of entries so far, and they're not looking for, Agadoo or Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny, songs which are kind of comical and silly to begin with. We're talking about serious-minded artists who have maybe just let the standards drop a little and have written some torturous lyrics. I know there's been a couple of emails and suggestions, guys. Harry, you've got some?
Yeah, Matt says The Jam, and that's entertainment. Two lovers kissing amongst the scream of midnight, two lovers missing the tranquility of solitude. Is that bad?
It's just a little bit pretentious, isn't it? Yeah.
I used to think it was really cool because I liked all the words in it, but now I realise it's kind of meaningless, isn't it?
And which one have you got, Ruth?
Come on here. This is from Wayne Allen, and he sent us a feeder track called Buck Rogers, which includes the lines, "We'll start over again, grow ourselves new skin, get a house in Devon, drink cider from a lemon."
Yeah, it's just a horrible song.
It's
anyway,
just a bit torturous. Yeah. I my worst lyric is, I think, from a song that Morrissey did. We were trying to track it down earlier, but it's quite hard to find. I think he only put it on one of his American versions of one of his albums. And do you remember that time he had some run-ins with some magistrates and noise because I think former members of the Smiths were suing him,
trying to get some money back. Yeah,
trying to get some money. Was it Royce and whoever it was?
Yeah,
I forget.
Rourke.
And so anyway, he obviously was deeply frustrated, and so he recorded this song called "Sorrow Will Come in the End," which is basically him taking a swipe at the kind of barristers and the lawyers and the judge that because I think he lost the case, didn't he?
Yeah.
And so I've managed to print them out, and it's all stuff like legalized theft leaves me bereft. And at one point I remember the chorus is just kind of lawyer, liar, lawyer. We should try and dig it out, even if they finish this feature by the end of next week. We should try, because it's so embarrassing. QC's obsessed with sleaze, frantic for fame. They're all on the game. They just use a different name. You lied and you were believed by a JP senile and vile. But it's just the idea of taking a swipe at judges in song. It's just so cringe, really. But we'll try and dig out that song for next week. But yeah, obviously, can people still keep their suggestions coming in and stuff?
Through the website.
You can go to the Six Music website, or you can vent your spleen. You can ring apparently 08700 100 600. And we have someone else to tell you a bit more about it, and also then Brett Anderson bringing us his nomination.
Hi, I'm Brett Anderson, and we're talking about lyrics that we don't like. I was always a massive fan of the band, but I always thought there was a lyric by Lloyd Cole and the Commotions that really did my head in. It was that lyric about read Norma Mailer and get a new tailor, and it kind of just seemed to be like a rhyme for the sake of it. That's probably my least favourite lyric, but it was kind of quite cute at the same time. I think sometimes bad lyrics can be good as well, you know what I mean? Sometimes they're a bit tongue-in-cheek, and sometimes I think an artist is quite aware that they're bad, and it's almost like it's a bit ironic sort of thing. Maybe that was like that, because he was a very good writer apart from that.
Lloyd Cole. And the choice of Brett Anderson and his worst lyric of all time, which I think seems a little harsh, but there we are. That's the nature of the beast. So yeah, go to the website if you have a worst lyric that you would like to nominate. We can just squeeze in one more tune before the news. Warren Zevon, the late great Warren Zevon, and Excitable Boy. This is, of course, a song from his first album, I think. No, actually, that's not true. It's from the album Excitable Boy. Anyway, it's a fun little tune. Let's hear it. On tour in the UK throughout May, that's Willie Mason with Katie Tunstall on backing vocals, and We Can Be Strong, which will be the next single to come from his album If the Ocean Gets Rough. It's the Steve Show, BBC Six Music. Thank you for listening. If you've been listening since the beginning, thanks for listening this far. If you've just joined us, welcome.
It's captured everyone.
My breathing technique is quite poor, actually, which must be offending Rufus, a trained actor, and a man who earlier was slamming. Was it the Maccabees?
No,
or was
it was
it
the man
Mumra?
before that.
It was Mumra, wasn't it? You hated Mumra's breathing
I didn't
technique.
hate them, just they did need a little bit of work.
Okay. Now, of course, we've been seeking out a female contributor to the show over the last few weeks, the She-J, as we've hilariously named her. And I'm afraid we're going to have to curtail your entries, and now we cannot accept any more. We are going to have to start drawing up a shortlist. Hopefully, from next week, we will actually have an actual tryout here in the studio. We'll bring a lady in. We will allow her to sit amongst us. And
What a treat for
that
her.
will be a massive treat for her. She won't believe her luck. And so we don't really need any more CDs and stuff. So please stop sending them. But thank you to everyone who has. Here are a few more voices, possible She-Js, which we'd like to just play now. Cast our ears over. This is the first time that we have heard them. Let's hear number one. Harry, you've got some deets about her.
Yeah, first up is Lolita. She's half Spanish, half Canadian. She lives in London. She's an engineer, and her MP3 that she sent us was titled "I Also Have Lovely Lady Lumps."
Okay.
My name is indeed Lolita. So, music is my obsession. From Chet Baker to Fugazi, ABBA, to TV on the radio, De La Soul, The Wedding Present, Yola Tango, I am a proper music anorak. I have a Rocket from the Crypt belt buckle.
Oh, I love her
I
already.
queued up for 6 hours to get New Kids on the Block tickets when I was 12.
I love her already.
My tastes aren't quite endless though, because disco specifically gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, I don't like her.
And if all that doesn't convince you to get me in for an afternoon, rest assured that I'm open to any and all kinds of mockery.
Did you add the music, or did she actually gave her the music herself?
She added the music herself. The bad edits were mine.
They were yours. Okay. She kind of gave us her a sort of sleazy theme tune, which was nice.
Yeah.
Where's she from?
She lives in London.
She's in London.
Yeah.
I've noticed an
half,
accent there.
half Canadian, half Spanish.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to ask her if she's got the original issue Rocket from the Crypt belt buckle, which really dug into you, or whether she got the new edition round one, which apparently is a lot more comfortable.
Maybe that alone is reason not to have her on the show.
I do think belts come in different. You would think of belts, you can put them on different sizes. I'm guessing maybe you and Lolita have a different girth.
No. It's the buckle. You actually put it onto a
regular belt.
Yeah.
Really?
I love those guys.
I cannot believe we're talking about belt buckles. I mean, of all the subjects.
All the promotional
We
guff.
started the show talking about Jimmy Savile. Is this how far we've descended? Oh, yes. Well, I thought Lolita was charming.
Sounded very good,
She was very
Yeah, I
good.
liked
She
her.
sounded very confident. So I don't see there's any reason why we shouldn't get her down 1 week. But, she's not the only person who sent in CDs and tapes. Let's listen.
Well, it's Kate. She's 34. She also lives in London. She's a web designer. She's into Beck, the Rumble Strips, and Scissor Sisters. But then she had a panic attack, got back in touch. She says, I'm not sure about OC bands. What about the Gossip, Beck, and Jurassic 5 instead?
I've got a chicken casserole in the oven, so I better get on with this. Hello Jude, hello Rufus, hello Harry, Dan and Stephen. My name's Kate. I don't know what funny little stories I could tell you, but I did smell one of those bath pearls you buy in the body shop when I was about 12, and I pressed it too hard and it burst and it went up my nose and I foamed for a day. That always makes people laugh. There was also this time that when I was a bit poor, just before Christmas, I resorted to looking through the ads on the internet and found a advert for nude life modelling, which I considered for a night. Fortunately, I went off the idea, and then the real surprise happened the following week when I got an email from a colleague at work suggesting that we went live drawing at the very same place.
That would have been a hideous error.
Yeah, imagine turning up to draw yourself.
It's too weird.
Yeah,
It's too weird to even
that's
compute.
frightening.
Imagine if she doing the life nude modelling and she'd had the accident with the ball, and there was imagine that you're just doing a painting and then suddenly bubbles start protruding
That's crazy.
from noses, and who knows from where else? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know. I just don't know. What was this lady's name?
That's Kate.
Kate. All right, I'm going to make a note of Kate. Yeah, I liked Kate. She was, again, very charming. There's been some excellent contributors, I think.
Yeah, I admired her meandering banter. Reminded me of the sort of twaddle that we just...
But we talked, and she had a nice laconic manner as well. Because
She did,
sometimes
like
I-
laid back.
laid back.
yeah,
going
we're a
on.
bit frantic sometimes for a Sunday afternoon, I think. It's nice to be able to just chill out sometimes.
Yeah.
Nice breathing.
Great breathing. Yeah, you happy with the
Absolutely.
breathing?
Beat me to it, yeah.
Very good. You were very pleased.
Very centred.
Yeah, good breaths.
Yeah.
Lovely breath.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, come on! You've got to allow that one.
No.
Okay. And our final possible CJ?
We've got Sarah B, who's 30. She's an Aussie, but she lives in the UK with a boyfriend. She's done bits of stand-up, mainly works as a temp. A temporary what? I don't know. Could be anything. Bit more detail, please. She once went on a roller coaster for £100. Whether it was part of the bet or whether she had to pay that to go on it, 'cause it was a really good one.
That would
I
be
don't know.
expensive, wouldn't it?
Hello to Stephen Merchant and the gang. This is Sarah Bonetto. I hope you're all well. Earlier this year I went to the pub with some friends. They were about to go and see Arcade Fire play at Porchester Hall across the road. I actually wasn't lucky enough to get a ticket because it is a beautiful but very tiny venue. And I started walking down the street. And as I did, something really strange happened. A door opened down the side of the venue, and in the shadows, this guy stuck his head out and he went, "Excuse me, do you have a ticket?" And then I recognised him. He was Wynne, the lead singer of Arcade Fire. And I said to him, "No, I don't have a ticket." And he went, "Good, then follow me." And he ushered me in this darkened doorway, which turned out to be the band entrance. And he walked me up this darkened stairwell. And at the top of the stairwell, there was the rest of Arcade Fire, sort of tuning up their instruments and stuff. It was really cool. And I said thank you, and I said hello to them all. And I walked through the curtains and into the actual venue, and it was fantastic. It was an absolutely brilliant gig.
And all she did, she had to play drums for the band. That was the only thing she had to do. I mean, I'll be honest with you, we have to get her in just to find out more details on that story, because there's so many so many questions I have to ask there.
Yeah.
It's a bit creepy.
I wonder if they do that before every gig. Just grab someone walking on the street.
Yeah.
Say, come on, let's see Arcade Fire.
Yeah, wow. I can't even begin to. There's so many questions I have buzzing in my head that we'll have to get down just to find out the answers to them. Actually, I thought there was only 3, but we've actually got a fourth possible.
Double act.
A double act.
Yeah,
okay.
we've got a double act. We've got Nat and Sarah. They're both final year students at Sheffield Uni. Nat says of Sarah that she's a landscape architect. She won 250 quid on the Grand National. She's musical. Apparently she's got massive whackers. Now, a lot of the ladies keep making reference to their chests. They don't need to be doing this.
No.
It's not what we're interested in.
Well, speak for yourself, but it's not what we're interested in for these particular contributors.
Absolutely,
Right.
you know, at a later date maybe. And she's got a diverse music taste. Sarah says of Nat, she's a law student, she's blonde, she gets all the lads, she's more intelligent than she lets on, she's funny, and she's a closet emo kid.
Oh, hang on, Jude. Come on, wait. You've teased people now.
I'm Nat. Show. We thought we would come in as double acts. We did, yeah, but a bit of 2 for the price of 1. Yeah, it's kind of want to say like we'd like the opportunity to work with such charismatic, intelligent people such as Rufus.
Ooh.
I think I'd definitely have to resist the temptation to say tally ho. I think our generation's got it quite good as well with the with MySpace and stuff, and different access to bands, and I think someone sort of our sort of age range would bring something really good to the show, because obviously we can.
Yeah, and then knocking on a bit as well.
Well, this is true, you know. I'm afraid. I'm ready.
Like I saw the Broomhead jackets, and I got some of their stuff through MySpace, and they're really, really good live. Watch out, another Sheffield band coming up there. We're taking over the world.
We are. Yeah.
What were these ladies' names?
That's Nat and Sarah.
Nat and Sarah. Okay, the only problem I foresee with Nat and Sarah is there was just going to be so many voices, aren't there? There's going to be us, Nat and Sarah, Jude chipping in. I just wonder, can we invite double acts on the show? It looks like it was an
Or will
invitation
one
to
of
cover.
us get the elbow?
Yeah, to
That's
be honest,
what
I've
I'm
not
worried
been
about.
pulling their weight for a while.
That's true. We're still. What if we get them down and then one of them is axed? For we just have to say, look, you know, Nat, you're doing a great job. Sarah, get out of here. You're a loser.
Oh, that'd be.
It's like this kind of Channel 5, Australian soaps in the morning where there's a young teen band who are doing really well, but turns out the singer's really good, but she's got to lose her mates.
Exactly.
She's like, do I go for the record company and get the, or do I?
Of course.
God, let's not get into that.
It'd be good to get her down just to see which she chooses to do.
It would, wouldn't it?
And the secret being she was never going to get on the show. It was just breaking up a friendship.
Yeah.
Well, listen, there's any number of great people. I'm wondering. I just don't know how we can. Are we going to do it in a sort of X Factor style and get them on and we sit there like a panel and adjudicate ruthlessly, or should we just get them down occasionally and just see what the vibe is?
I'd like it if we could get an angry mob in this little room behind us that's screened off, and they can boo, hiss, and hold up nasty banners.
Sure. Well, we'll think about it. Let's not tie ourselves down to that idea yet. But I'm afraid we can't accept any more. But thanks to everyone who sent stuff in, and hopefully from next week we'll try and get some people down and see how they go. Each week, of course, I like to play a cover version, and this is one that you'll find on a new compilation of Joni Mitchell covers that also includes Joni songs done by Elvis Costello and Bjork and what's his name, Sufjan Stevens, is that how you pronounce it? And it's worth checking out. But of course, we need to hear the jingle.
Mr. Coverman.
It's Prince doing A Case of You. Prince doing his version of Joni Mitchell's A Case of You. That's pretty much it for the Steve Show this week. Rufus, I've got some terrible, terrible news. Remember that love letter you wrote to a girl when you were 15? Well, no, I'm afraid actually that we cannot play your musical choice this week because I want to try and get in the entirety of Led Zeppelin's Rain song, which we will be playing shortly. But obviously I want to thank you as ever for coming in. Harry, round of applause for Harry.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Yeah, and thank you very much indeed, Rufus.
Thank you.
During the band's lifetime, what was Led Zeppelin's biggest UK hit single?